Hi chess friends, I am going to show the exciting game played between Arjun and Praggnanandhaa. Arjun plays with white, Praggnanandhaa is black. Arjun starts with knight c3, Praggnanandhaa plays e5, vanguard opening, knight f3, knight c6, d4, e pawn takes d4 pawn, knight takes d4 pawn, knight f6, bishop g5, pins the knight to queen, bishop g5. Praggnanandhaa wants to win the knight on d4 and clears the way for kingside castle. e3 defends the knight. h6 slightly better is knight takes knight, e pawn takes knight, bishop e7. Game is equal. Back to the position. h6 attacks the bishop. Moving the h pawn is not good. Bishop h4. Arjun wants to maintain the pin. Castle on the king side. Knight f5. Now Arjun moves all the pieces to the king side. d5. Bishop attacks the knight. Queen f3. Defends the knight. Knight e5. Attacks the queen. Knight takes h6 pawn check. Knight sacrifice by Arjun. This knight cannot be taken. If g pawn takes knight, queen takes knight, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, attacks the knight. Knight d7. Knight takes d5 pawn. White wins 2 pawns. Black's pawn and f and h file are isolated, whereas all the white's pawn are connected. White will win from here. Back to the position. So black played king h7. Praggnanandhaa's plan is to take the knight by king. Queen f4 defends the knight. Bishop d6. Praggnanandhaa wants to win the queen by knight d3 check. Queen g5 avoids the trick. Queen d7 controlling the g4 square. Unpins the knight and preparing queen f4 after knight moves to g4 square. h3 controlling the escape square for knight on g4. Knight e4. Inaccuracy by Praggnanandhaa. Best move is knight g6. Let's see the continuation. Bishop d3, knight e4, bishop takes knight, d pawn takes bishop, knight g4. Game is equal. Back to the position. Knight e4 moves the knight away from the action side. Knight takes knight, d pawn takes knight, knight g4 offers exchange of knights. It's not good to exchange the knights. If knight takes knight, h pawn takes knight, and the h file will be opened for the rook. White has the advantage. So Praggnanandhaa played knight g6. Queen h5 check. King g8, the only move. Bishop f6. Now Arjun tries to sacrifice his bishop. This bishop cannot be taken. If g pawn takes bishop, knight takes f6 pawn and forks king and queen. Back to the position. Queen a4 was played by Praggnanandhaa. Blunder by Praggnanandhaa. Best move is queen f5, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, bishop c3, bishop e6. Game is equal. Back to the position. Queen a4 moves into checkmate. Pause the video and find the brilliant move played by Arjun. After this move, Praggnanandhaa resigned. Compliments on finding it. The move is knight h6 check. Deadly move by Arjun. On move 19, Praggnanandhaa resigned. This knight cannot be taken. If g pawn takes knight, queen takes h6 pawn, and then queen g7 checkmate is unavoidable. Back to the position. If king h7, there is checkmate in 7 moves. Pause the video and find it. Compliments on finding it. Let's see it now. Knight takes f7 pawn check. King g8. Knight h6 check. King h7. Knight f5 check. King g8. Queen takes knight. Rook f7. Knight h6 check. King h8. Knight takes rook check. King g8. Queen takes g7 pawn checkmate. This is the final position. See the placement of knight and bishop. Both knight and bishop are attacked by pawn and cannot be captured. In this game, Arjun played like Tal. Post your suggested games in the comment section. If you like the video, share, subscribe and like. Thank you. Now it's puzzle time. Wait to play and win. Post your solutions in the comment section.